In a village surrounded by green forests and flowing rivers, there lived a young man named Aryan. Aryan spent most of his days chasing something he couldn't name. He believed that happiness was always somewhere else, somewhere in the future, waiting for him after the next success, the next big achievement, the next perfect moment. When he finished school, he told himself he would be happy when he got a good job. When he got the job, he told himself he would be happy when he earned more money. Every time he reached a goal, the happiness he expected felt distant, like a mirage moving further away. Aryan didn't realize it, but he was living everywhere except where he was. His mind was always ahead or behind, never here, never now. And because of that, no matter what he accomplished, his heart remained restless, always searching for something more. One evening, after another long day spent worrying about the future, Aryan sat by the old village well. An elderly monk passed by and noticed the weariness in Aryan's eyes. Sitting beside him, the monk asked gently, "What is it that you are searching so hard for, young one?" Aryan sighed and said, "I want to be happy, but it feels like happiness is always just beyond my reach." The monk smiled, reached down, and picked up a small pebble from the ground. He held it in his hand and said, "This pebble is not worried about becoming a mountain. It simply exists, fully and peacefully." Aryan frowned, not understanding. The monk continued, "You are chasing happiness like it is something you must find out there. But happiness is not a destination. It is here. It is now. You have simply forgotten how to be present enough to feel it." Those words sat heavy on Aryan's heart. Was it really possible that everything he had been searching for was already around him, waiting for him to notice? Before we continue, ask yourself, how often have you felt this way too? Stay with me. This moment is where everything starts to shift. The next morning, Aryan decided to do something different. Instead of rushing through his day, chasing the next task, he slowed down. He paid attention to the way the sunlight filtered through the trees, the way the wind carried the scent of fresh earth, the way his own breath moved quietly in and out. For the first time in as long as he could remember, he wasn't thinking about tomorrow or replaying yesterday. He was simply living, fully, deeply, right where he was. At first, it felt strange, almost uncomfortable. His mind kept trying to pull him back into old habits, into plans and regrets. But each time it wandered, Aryan gently brought it back to the present, just like the monk had taught him. Slowly, he began to notice a shift inside himself. A soft peace, subtle but real, began to take root. It wasn't the loud excitement he used to chase. It was quieter, deeper, like a calm river flowing steadily beneath everything else. As days passed, Aryan's new practice began to transform his life in quiet, profound ways. Tasks that once felt like burdens became moments of mindfulness. Conversations became richer because he was truly listening, not just waiting to respond. Meals tasted better, walks felt fresher, and even the ordinary moments, the ones he once rushed through, started to feel full of hidden beauty. Aryan realized something powerful. Life was never lacking happiness. It was his own absence from the present moment that made it seem so. The more he rooted himself in the now, the more he understood that happiness wasn't waiting in some distant future achievement. It was in the way the morning air touched his skin, in the sound of laughter from a nearby house, in the simple act of being fully alive. He didn't need to change his life. He needed to be awake enough to live it. Slowly, the restless longing he once carried began to fade. In its place grew a deep, steady joy, a joy that no success or failure could touch. Because it was no longer dependent on anything outside of him, Aryan's days began to flow differently. He no longer woke up dreading the future or regretting the past. He woke up curious. What would today feel like if he truly lived it? He embraced small moments without needing them to be perfect. He found peace not because his life became easier, but because his relationship with life had changed. He no longer measured his happiness by milestones or compared his progress to others. Instead, he measured it by his ability to be fully present, to feel gratitude even for the simplest moments. Challenges still came, disappointments still happened, but they no longer stole his peace. Aryan realized that true happiness was not about avoiding pain or achieving constant excitement. It was about being rooted deep enough in the present that even when storms came, he could still find shelter within himself. His friends noticed the change too. They saw how calmly he moved through life, and they wondered what secret he had discovered. But Aryan knew there was no secret. It was something simple, something anyone could do, if they were willing to stop chasing and start living. Years later, Aryan sat once again by the old village well, the same place where he had once felt so lost. But this time, his heart was light, and his mind was still. He smiled, knowing that happiness had never been something to chase or find far away. It had been with him all along, hidden in the simple, quiet moments he had once overlooked. Life, with all its ups and downs, no longer scared him. He had learned the true secret. Happiness is not something you wait for. It's something you live, moment by moment, breath by breath. The present was no longer a stepping stone to the future. It was the treasure itself. Aryan realized that the richest life is not made by the quantity of achievements, but by the quality of presence. And now, ask yourself, are you still chasing happiness in distant dreams? Or are you ready to slow down, open your eyes, and live the life that is already in front of you?